All right, today we're talking about Amazon's next big frontier. And no, it's not a new kind of drone delivery. We're looking up, way up, at their massive multi-billion-dollar plan to wrap the entire planet in its very own internet service, beamed down from space.
Just let that sink in for a second. You know Amazon for delivering, well, everything to your front door. But what if their next big delivery wasn't a package but high-speed internet, straight from orbit to your house? That is the incredible ambition we're diving into today.
The official name for this whole endeavor is Project Kuiper. It's a company Amazon started back in 2019, and it has one very clear mission: to build a giant constellation of satellites in what's called low Earth orbit, or LEO, and use them to beam fast, reliable internet to pretty much anywhere on Earth.
So what does a plan like that actually entail? To put it simply, the scale of this thing is, well, it's just hard to wrap your head around. It all starts with this one number, 3,236. That's how many satellites the FCC has given Amazon the green light to launch. This isn't just a handful of satellites we're talking about. This is a full-blown industrial operation in orbit. Now, the stated goal is a noble one: provide internet to tens of millions of people in unserved and underserved communities. But here's the catch. The FCC's approval comes with a really serious deadline. Amazon has to get half of that constellation. We're talking over 1,600 satellites, launched and working by July of 2026. The clock is definitely ticking. And a deadline like that, well, it forces a plan that's not just ambitious, it's incredibly expensive. So, just how much cash does it take to get something like this off the ground? Literally. Amazon has committed over $10 billion to Project Kuiper. And notice that little plus sign at the end? That's just the initial investment. This covers everything from R&D to building the satellites and, of course, booking all the rockets needed to launch them. It's a staggering amount of money. So how does it all work? Well, it starts on the ground, where a signal is sent up to one of the Kuiper satellites. But here's where it gets really, really cool. The satellites talk to each other using lasers. They form this intricate mesh network in space, passing data between one another at a blazing 100 gigabits per second. Then the signal is beamed down to a small terminal at your location. And that customer terminal, the little dish, isn't a one-size-fits-all thing. Amazon has shown off 3 models. There's a tiny 7-inch one you can throw in a backpack, which gets up to 100 megabits per second. Then there's the standard one for your house, smaller than a pizza box, that can hit 400 megabits per second. And for big-time users like businesses or governments, they have a beast that can deliver a full gigabit per second. To meet that crazy 2026 deadline, you can't build these things one at a time. So Amazon built a massive factory in Washington state. The goal? To churn out up to 5 of these incredibly complex satellites every single day. This is space technology on an assembly line. It's unheard of. Now, an effort this huge doesn't exist in a vacuum. Of course not. It's happening right in the middle of a new, very intense space race. And this one, well, it's got a pretty interesting and, you might say, personal rivalry right at its heart. And here's where the story gets a little juicy. The man leading Project Kuiper is named Rajiv Badial. His former job? He was a vice president at SpaceX, working on their satellite internet project, Starlink. The story goes that he was fired by Elon Musk in 2018. Soon after, he and other former SpaceX employees were hired by Amazon to start Kuiper. Talk about a direct rivalry. To get thousands of satellites into space, Amazon made one of the biggest rocket purchases in history, signing contracts for more than 83 launches. And they split the deal between 3 companies: ULA, Europe's Ariane Group, and Blue Origin, which, you might remember, is also owned by Jeff Bezos. But notice who's not on that list. The biggest player in the launch game right now, SpaceX. That decision was so controversial, it actually sparked a shareholder lawsuit in 2023. The suit alleges that Amazon's board acted in bad faith by not contracting with SpaceX and its cheaper flight-proven rockets. It even suggests that the personal animosity between Bezos and SpaceX founder Elon Musk might have been the real reason for the decision. But then came the plot twist. With that 2026 deadline looming, it seems pragmatism won the day. In late 2023, Amazon announced that it had, in fact, signed a deal with its biggest rival, SpaceX, for 3 Falcon 9 launches to help get Kupier off the ground. So the deals are signed, the money is flowing, the rivalries are simmering. The race is officially on to turn this $10 billion blueprint into a global reality.
And the project is moving fast. They launched 2 test satellites in late 2023, and all the key systems worked. The plan now is to launch the first real production-grade satellites by April 2025, with pilot programs starting for the first customers later that year. But all eyes are on that big one, July 2026. That's the FCC's make-or-break deadline to get 1,618 satellites in orbit.
And all of this leaves us with one final, really important question. Project Kupier has the potential to bring life-changing internet access to millions. But it also means that one of the most powerful companies on Earth would not only control the flow of goods to your home, but also the flow of information. What that means for all of us? Well, that's a story that's still being written. Thanks for watching The Explainer.